Okay, hi, it's me again. Back with the Emerald tablets. This is the first of two supplementary additional tablets to like the original documented translation. So the originals tablets themselves were 10. There was 10 of them. It was broken up into 15 as a study guide, like just an easier organization. Which is hilarious because of how disorganized it is. But that could just be translation too. Anyway, I thought about, not doing the last two because you're supposed to be like at a certain level of consciousness before you can really get any of that or understand it well enough to implement it. There's a lot of implementation in these last two tablets. But then I'm like, if I can access it, so can you. And I should leave a little bit of guidance in that aspect. Anyway, so here we go. Emerald Tablet 14. Listen ye, O man, to the deep hidden wisdom, lost to the world since the time of the dwellers, lost and forgotten by men of this age. Know ye the earth is but a portal, guarded by powers unknown to man, yet the dark lords hide the entrance that leads to the heaven-born lands. Know ye the way to the sphere of Arulu is guarded by barriers opened only to light-born man. Upon earth I am the holder of the keys to the gates of the sacred land. Command I, by the powers beyond me, to leave the keys to the world of men. Before I depart, I give you the secrets of how ye may rise from the bondage of darkness, cast off the fetters of flesh that have bound ye, rise from the darkness into the light. Know ye, the soul must be cleansed of its darkness, ere ye may enter the portals of light. Thus I established among ye the mysteries, so that the secrets may always be found. Man in the future will deny the mysteries, but always the way the seeker will find. Now I command ye to maintain my secrets, giving only to those ye have tested, so that the pure may not be corrupted, so that the power of truth may prevail. Listen ye now to the unveiling of mystery. List to the symbols of mystery I give. Make of it a religion, for only thus will its essence remain. Okay, so these are the origins of the Egyptian religion. Regions, there are two between this life and the great one, traveled by souls who depart from this earth. Duat, the home of the powers of illusion. Sekhet Hetzpet, the house of the gods. Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the portal, who turns back the souls of unworthy men. Beyond lies the sphere of the heaven-born powers. Arulu, the land where the great ones have passed. There, when my work among men has been finished, will I join the great ones of my ancient home. 7 are the mansions of the house of the mighty. 3 guards the portal of each house from the darkness. 15, the ways that lead to Duat. 12 are the houses of the lords of illusion, facing 4 ways, each of them different. 42 are the great powers, judging the dead who seek for the portal. 4 are the sons of Horus. 2 are the guards of east and of west. Isis, the mother who pleads for her children. Queen of the moon, reflecting the sun. Ba is the essence, living forever. Ka is the shadow that man knows as life. Ba cometh not until Ka is incarnate. These are the mysteries to preserve through the ages. Keys are they of life and of death. Hear ye now the mystery of mysteries. Learn of the circle, beginningless and endless, the form of he who is one and in all. Listen and hear it, go forth and apply it. Thus will ye travel the way that I go, mystery in mystery, yet clear to the light born. The secret of all I now to reveal. I will declare a secret to the initiated, but let the door be wholly shut to the profane. It's getting serious now. 3 is the mystery. Come from the Great One. Hear, and light on thee will dawn. In the primeval dwell 3 unities. Other than these, none can exist. These are equilibrium, source of creation, one God, one truth, one point of freedom. 3 come forth from the 3 of balance. All life, all good, all power. 3 are the qualities of God in his light home. Infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love. 3 are the powers creating all things. Divine love, possessed of perfect knowledge. Divine wisdom, knowing all possible means. And divine power, possessed by joint will of divine love and wisdom. 3 are the circles or states of existence. The circle of light, where dwells nothing but God and only God can traverse it. The circle of chaos, where all things by nature arise from death. The circle of awareness, where all things spring from life. All things animate are of 3 states of existence: chaos or death, liberty in humanity, felicity of heaven. 3 necessities control all things, beginning in the great deep, the circle of chaos, plenitude in heaven. 3 are the paths of the soul: man, liberty, light. 3 are the hindrances: lack of endeavor to obtain knowledge, non-attachment to good, attachment to evil. In man, the 3 are manifest. 3 are the kings of power within. 3 are the chambers of the mysteries found yet not found in the body of man. Hear ye now of he who is liberated, freed from the bondage of life into light. Knowing the source of all worlds shall be open. Aye, even the gates of Arulu shall not be barred. Yet heed, O man, who wouldst enter heaven. If ye be not worthy, better it be to fall into the fire. Know ye the celestials pass through pure flame. At every revolution of the heavens, they bathe in the fountains of light. Listen ye, O man, to this mystery. Long in the past, before ye were man-born, I dwelled in ancient Atlantis. There in the temple, I drank of the wisdom, poured as a fountain of light from the dweller. Give the key to ascend to the great presence of light in the great world. Stood I before the Holy One, enthroned in the flower of fire. Veiled was he by the lightnings of darkness, else my soul by the glory had been shattered. Forth from the feet of his throne, like the diamond, rolled forth 4 rivers of flame from his footstool, rolled through the channels of clouds to the man world. Filled was the hall with spirits of heaven. Wonder of wonders was the starry palace. Above the sky, like a rainbow of fire and sunlight, were formed the spirits. Sang they the glories of the Holy One. Then from the midst of the fire came a voice. Behold, the glory of the first cause. I beheld that light, high above all darkness, reflected in my own being. I attained, as it were, to the God of all gods, the Spirit's Son, the sovereign of the sun's spheres. There is one, even the first, who hath no beginning, who hath no end, who hath made all things, who govern all, who is good, who is just, who illumines, who sustains. Then from the throne there poured a great radiance, surrounding and lifting my soul by its power. Swiftly I moved through the spaces of heaven. Shown was I the mystery of mysteries, shown the secret heart of the cosmos. Carried was I to the land of Arulu, stood before the lords in their houses. Opened they the doorway, so I might glimpse the primeval chaos. Shuddered my soul to the vision of horror, shrank back my soul from the ocean of darkness. Then saw I the need for the barriers, saw the need for the lords of Arulu. Only they, with their infinite balance, could stand in the way of the inpouring chaos. Only they could guard God's creation. Then did I pass round the circle of 8, saw all the souls who had conquered the darkness, saw the splendor of light where they dwelled. Longed I to take my place in their circle, but longed I also for the way I had chosen. When I stood in the halls of Amenti and made my choice to the work I would do, passed I then from the halls of Arulu down to the earth space where my body lay. Arose I from the earth where I rested, stood I before the dweller. Gave my pledge to renounce my great right until my work on earth was completed, until the age of darkness be past. Listen ye, O man, to the words I shall give you. In them shall ye find the essence of life. Before I return to the halls of Amenti, taught shall ye be the secret of secrets, how ye too may arise to the light. Preserve them and guard them, hide them in symbols, so the profane will laugh and renounce. In every land form ye the mysteries, make the way hard for the secret to tread. Thus will the weak and wavering be rejected. Thus will the secrets be hidden and guarded, held till the time when the wheel shall be turned. Through the dark ages, waiting and watching, my spirit shall remain in the deep hidden land. When one has passed all the trials of the outer, summon ye me by the key that ye hold. Then will I, the initiator, answer, come from the halls of the gods in Amenti. Then will I receive the initiate, give him words of power. Hark ye, remember these words of warning. Bring not to me one lacking in wisdom, impure in heart, or weak in purpose. Else I will withdraw from you your power to summon me from the place of my sleeping. Now go ye forth and summon thy brothers, so that I may impart the wisdom to light thy path when my presence is gone. Come to the chamber beneath my temple. Eat not food till 3 days has passed. There will I give thee the essence of wisdom, so that with power ye may shine amongst men. There will I give unto thee the secret, so that ye too may rise to the heavens, God-men in truth, as in essence ye be. Depart now, and leave me while I summon those ye know of, but as yet know not. Voila. So, yeah. That's a lot. Okay. It's less cryptic though at the end, you know what I mean? Like, all of the previous tablets, he's just like, I mean, Lao Tzu, you know what I'm saying? He's all being all Confucius guy with it, you know? And then here he's just like, okay, look, write this shit down. This is some serious shit. I need you to not forget this shit. Just don't forget this. Like, if you forget anything, don't forget this shit, okay? Go get a, you know, a rock and write this down. Okay, so I want to get to that. It's like super important. And guys, understand, I've been studying this for over a decade, okay? This is just where I'm at my level of consciousness now. And it's my opinion of all of this stuff has changed several times from the first time I read these words, okay? Promise. I listened to it in my car on audiobook for like 7 years, I don't know, forever. And it's like I found this one audio reading, and it was like the least irritating one. So I would play it like, you know, 3-4 times a week, whatever, in my car. And I used to have a 45-minute drive to and from work. So 45 minutes twice a day, 3 times a week. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, let's start before I just keep rambling. Listen, you, O man, to the deep hidden wisdom, lost to the world since the time of the dwellers. Okay, since the time of the dwellers is since, fifth dimensional consciousness, since the last golden age, right? This is information that, since the fallen consciousness, nobody has any concept of anymore, but it's still here. Like this shit still works, and it'll work for you. You just first you got to know about it, right? Lost and forgotten by men of this age, right? This yuga. Know ye this earth is but a portal, guarded by powers unknown to man. Okay, there's a lot of shit unknown to man because like our vibration is so small. It's like 1% of everything, right? That means there's 99% out there of shit that is unknown to man. But Earth is a portal, clearly stated here, which kind of makes you feel like so are all the other planets. But I digress. Yet the dark lords hide the entrance that leads to the heaven-born lands. Okay, dark lords as in Maya, right? Or darkness, or form, or matter, or separation, right? Sin is just separation from source. So dark lords would be like those separating desires. And then, of course, the shadow, the Maya, the illusion. Hide the entrance, right? The dark lords hide the entrance. So there's an entrance, like there's a loophole, right? Like you're stuck here, but there's like this back door over here. If you know where it is, you can use it, right? To the heaven-born lands. So higher vibration never had to come down here, I guess, to ours. Upon earth, I am the holder of the keys. I like how he says upon earth as opposed to like in earth, as if they were two separate places. Just saying, prepositions are important. I am the holder of the keys to the gates of the sacred land. Keys, symbols, knowledge, information, data, gates, doorways, loopholes of the sacred land. A ruler, I imagine. Command I by the powers beyond me. Okay, so he's got a boss too. He's got, he answers to people, right? He's at work right now. To leave the keys to the world of man. Okay. Well, much appreciated, for real. Before I depart, I give you the secrets of how ye may rise from the bondage of darkness. Cast off the fetters of flesh that have bound ye. Rise from the darkness into the light. Okay, actively, willfully leaving your body. Finally. He's been talking about it like we already know how to do it the entire time. And maybe this is one of the parts they took out of the front and they just stuck it in the back as the supplementary like secret shit. Because, the first generation of people that got this, like, were trying it and sucked at it or something, or just weren't ready, or I don't know, whatever. Maybe they pulled it out of the front, put it in the back. Just saying. Know ye the soul must be cleansed of its darkness, form, separation, matter, body. You can't have the body. It's not even real. Ere you may enter the portals of light. The vibrational frequency is much thinner, it's less dense, and you can't bring density to a place that doesn't contain density. Throwing that out there. So thus I established among you the mysteries, so that the secret may always be found. Thank you, Thoth. That was glorious of you. Man in the future will deny the mysteries, but always the way the seeker will find. And thank you for that too. I love that. Now I command ye to maintain my secrets, giving only to those ye have tested, so that the pure may not be corrupted, so that the power of truth may prevail. Listen ye now to the unveiling of mystery. List to the symbols of mystery I give. And that tells you right away, this shit is all encoded. Right? That's why he taught you the code first. Make it a religion. I like how nonchalant he is too. He's like, whatever, fucking make it a religion, because that's the only way you guys don't fucking destroy shit. You either kill it or worship it or both. Make of it a religion, for only thus will its essence remain. Not even like the whole of it, just like at least some of it will last if you worship it. Okay, and then he just goes straight into content, right? Basic concepts. Regions, there are two between this life and the great one. Okay, that means there's two separate spaces your consciousness has to traverse between here and Arulu. Traveled by souls who depart from this earth, because you can't take your body. Okay, so the two, and I don't know if there's like one and then the next, or if it's like parallel and you got to pick one, you know. But Duat, the home of the powers of illusion. Okay, so in Egyptian mythology, Duat is part of the underworld, but not like the entirety of the underworld, but like it's like a kind of a space type place. And then it's held together by the constellations, the zodiac, or whatever. So every bit of space within the belt of the zodiac is considered the Duat. And it is the powers of illusion. So it's like astral plane, lower astral plane. So it's like you can still have formed things there. Like you can still see shit that you would recognize, but then there's also shit that you wouldn't recognize. So it's like slowly transitioning you from using only physical senses into using your higher spiritual senses. Sensory perception is different in the higher planes, but you have to transition from that type of sensory perception to that type of sensory perception. So anyway, Duat is really a good place for that. It's like that in between astral plane, jump or whatever. And then Sekhet Hesped, the house of the gods. Okay, I imagine beyond the Duat, right? So you got to get through the Duat to get to Arulu, right? Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the portal. Okay, Osiris, I want to say is Orion, the constellation Orion. I want to say that was Osiris in the Egyptian. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. But either or, wherever Osiris is, clearly is in the sky, and behind it, like just past it, is Arulu. That's the portal. That's the loophole we were talking about. It's there. Marked it with a story. Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the portal, who turns back the souls of unworthy men. Okay, unworthy men are people that still have too much ego to get into the higher planes. Like you're still too attached to your earth life and your earth personality and your earth reality that you built for yourself there. You can't leave it yet, unfinished business type deal. So unworthy men, just not ready, not progressed enough spiritually to accept, understand, and then go on the next life journey or whatever. And then samsara. Beyond Osiris lies the sphere of the heaven-born powers, Arulu, the land where the great ones have passed. So like when you graduate earth life or planet life or human life or whatever, you go there, like the other yugas, cycles, creatures did. There, when my work among men has been finished, will I join the great ones of my ancient home. Okay, so Atlanteans are already there. So we're like next. We're next. And then he gives a series of numbers. And each number represents something. And they're all sacred Egyptian numbers. 7 are the mansions of the house of the mighty. Okay, the house of the mighty is Arulu, right? The house of the mighty is a spiritual place, non-corporeal, right? That you can't take bodies there. So it's light, it's made of light, but not as dense of light as what we're used to, okay? Mansions of the house. So the house is Arulu. Okay, we've already decided that. That's the higher plane, right? That's the house, let's call that dimension, right? Mansions, I would I would call subdimensional. Does that make sense? Like each dimension would have 7 sub-dimensions inside of it. 7, like you have 7 layers of skin, and you know, the power of 7 again. But anyway, our vibrational frequency is there about 7 as well. So the House of the Mighty being Arulu, it has 7 mansions, okay? That's super important to know. Mansions of a house is an odd thing to say. In English, maybe not other languages, but in English, a mansion is larger than a house. But I want to be like, these are large in both places, both in the House of the Mighty and wherever, you know, their plot of land happens to be, right? So I imagine 7 of the mansions of the House of the Mighty is a reference to the chakras, the major chakras of the center of the human body. Or that is at least the doorway to these, which are all representative of energies and planets and whatnot. So that's the first one. I don't know, that's just my, yeah, anyway. So 7 are the mansions of the House of the Mighty. 3 guards the portal of each house from the darkness. From the darkness. So what's between your chakra and the darkness, which is external shit, right? What's between it? The body. Yeah. The physical body, the astral body, and the emotional or mental body. Maybe. Guarding the portal of each house from the darkness. Throwing that out there. 15, the ways that lead to Duat. Okay, Duat is the astral plane. And you can get there 15 ways. I imagine, with just my experience of like methods of trying to leave the body intentionally, willfully, and there's lots of different ways people have suggested for me to try too. So I imagine that's the ways, how many ways there are to leave your body. I know you can, you know, some people say you can pull like yourself out. You can pull yourself out by a rope, or you can drop yourself out, like splash into a pool type deal, or like, you know what I mean? Or you can crawl your way out, like climb a mountain, or, you know, like there's lots of ways you can visualize you, the you that is you, exiting the body in meditative practice or whatever as you work on astral projection. That's what I imagine that's about. 15, the ways that lead to Duat, like ways to intentionally exit your body. 12 are the houses of the Lords of Illusion, facing 4 ways, each of them different. And this one has puzzled me for years. And I want to be like, at first I thought it was like the houses of the Lords of Illusion. Okay, I was thinking, you know, the zodiac, right? And that could still kind of fit, you know, but then I'm like, okay, first of all, who are the Lords of Illusion? Let's work on that one. The Lords of Illusion. It's got to be a mental thing, right? But also illusion is the Maya, right? Maya is like everywhere, everything that you interact with, everything that you see. So 12 are the houses of the Maya, of, you know, so I'm like, houses, what is that? Okay, so then as I'm working on my second book, I have to do a lot of anatomy research, because I want to include the occult anatomy. Anyway, so as I'm going through occult anatomy of the human body, I run across the cranial nerves, right? The 12 disciples, the cranial nerves. And I remember writing in my journal, 12 are the houses of the Lords of Illusion, facing 4 ways, each of them different. And then I list out the 12 cranial nerves. And in my book, I assign them each an Egyptian god to represent them, and explain how they are also reflected in the tarot. It's super proud of that chapter. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, 12 are the houses of the Lords of Illusion. Well, the cranial nerves are what enable sensory perception at all, right? Without the cranial nerves, there is no sensory perception. sensory perception being illusion, right? So 12 are the houses of the Lords of Illusion, being the 12 cranial nerves really makes sense to me, and facing 4 ways, each of them different. I'm going to be like, those are, you know, earth, air, fire, water, right? Facing 4 ways. So it can interact with all of these things just via the 12 cranial nerves, enabling the body's sensory perception. Because that still is a delivery system for the spirit. You know, the spirit is still getting that information via the body's sensory perception. So anyway, that's what I think the 12 houses of the Lords of Illusion are. But I could still be wrong. 40 and 2 are the great powers, judging the dead who seek for the portal. In Egyptian mythology, Egyptian religion, they have the 42 laws of Ma'at. So if you keep these 42 laws, then your heart will weigh in balance with a feather. And you'll be fine. You get to the field of reeds. You're good. But there are 42 of these laws. 4 are the sons of Horus. And Horus was not just an underworld deity, but he was also hours. He was representative of the sun in the hours between like the rising and setting, right? So all the hours throughout the day, in between sunrise, noon, sunset, midnight, or whatever, that was Horus. So 4 are the sons of Horus. So then I imagine it would be sunrise, sunset, twilight, and dawn, right? 2 are the guards of east and west, keeping chart of the sun, right? Isis, the mother who pleads for her children, queen of the moon, reflecting the sun. Isis is Sirius. Sirius, the second brightest star in the sky. Ba is the essence living forever, the spirit. Ka is the shadow that man knows as life, the activity of the spirit. Ba cometh not until Ka is incarnate. Like, you got to do the body thing. You got to be a body in a body. You got to do that. These are the mysteries to preserve through the ages. Keys are they of life and of death. Like, that's it. He gives them this, you know, these like 12 sayings, and he's like, this is your whole religion. This is everything you need to know about everything. Don't forget this stuff. You know what I mean? And we still are trying to decode it without reference, cultural reference, you know what I mean? Hear ye now the mystery of mysteries. Learn of the circle, beginningless and endless, the form of he who is one and in all. Listen and hear it, go forth and apply it. Thus will ye travel the way that I go. Mystery and mystery, yet clear to the light born. The secret of all I now reveal. He's like hyping it up. He's like, shh, listen, look, there's some good shit. I got some good shit over here, but like, nah, not for everybody. Shh, come here, eyes only. And then he's like all up in explaining the magic of 3, the power of 3, 3-cornered pathway. This is where it all comes to a head right here. The power of 3. I will declare a secret to the initiated, but let the door be wholly shut to the profane. 3 is the mystery come from the Great One. Hear, and light on thee will dawn. In the primeval dwell 3 unities. In the primeval, like beginning of time, way back when, before time was a thing, dwell 3 unities. And it's not 3 parts of a unity. He says 3 separate unities. Other than these, none can exist. Okay. These are equilibrium, source of creation. Okay, creation happens via equilibrium. Positive and negative balances out to make neutral. One God, one truth, one point of freedom. So one God would be one consciousness. One truth would be one will. And one point of freedom would be one observation, like one observational perspective. One awareness. 3 come forth from the 3 of balance. So because there is one spirit and one activity of spirit and one observational point of spirit, From that, it multiplies. All life, all good, all power. All life being activity, all good being all positive, I imagine, or all like active, but like balanced. Does that make sense? Like not wobbly type deal. And then all power would be intensity. So so vibration and focus and intensity. 3 are the qualities of God in his light home. Okay, so in Arulu or past Arulu or in the 9th dimension up there where like we're so far from, up there in Atziluth. God, I was like, why can't I think of that word? Atziluth, with Kether. Infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love. Okay, infinite power, fire, infinite wisdom, air, infinite love, water. 3 of the powers creating all things. Okay, this is lower dimensional stuff we're talking about now. Divine love, possessed of perfect knowledge. Divine wisdom, knowing all possible means. Divine power, possessed by the joint will of divine love and wisdom. So fire, water, fire plus water makes air. And because of that, everything that is. But yeah, so anyway, 3 are the circles of existence, or states of existence. The circle of light, where dwells nothing but God, and only God can traverse it. The circle of chaos, where all things by nature arise from death. And the circle of awareness, where all things spring from life. So I'm going to be like, the circle of chaos and the circle of awareness are like polarities of the same type of thing, but, and then there's like the neutral, which is like the inner observer of it all, like the unconscious, not the subconscious, not the conscious, but the unconscious. All things animate are of 3 states of existence: chaos or death, liberty in humanity, felicity of heaven. Okay, so it's either chaos or insanity or heaven. Those are your options. 3 necessities control all things. I love the word necessity. So clutch, especially like in Viking lore, or like, because Ananke was, I want to say the Sumerian goddess of necessity. It's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal. Ananke. Maybe she was Viking. I can't remember. But necessity essentially is given the power of Kali. You know what I mean? Like, because there is such good, necessity comes along that says there must be equal bad, right? So necessity is like this crazy bitch that just don't give a fuck about your feelings at all. She's just gonna fuck shit up. And not like a Karen would, right? Like a Kali would. She's gonna fuck your whole life up. 3 are the paths of the soul: man, liberty, light. So like in that order too. Like you gotta do man first, and then you can do liberty, and then you can be light. Those are your, you know, that's your path. And however long it takes you to get there, you can take the really constructive path, or you can take the really counterproductive path, you know, whatever. Speaking of counterproductive, 3 are the hindrances of the paths of the soul. The first one is lack of endeavor to obtain knowledge. How do you get there? How do you just not try? Lack of endeavor to obtain knowledge. It's like that movie Idiocracy. That's where I'm horrified for that. Non-attachment to good. Non-attachment to good as in non-attachment to doing the right thing, or like the best, more productive thing, or the beneficial thing, or the least harmful thing. You know what I mean? Like that thing in your gut tells you that's the right thing. Like that's your spirit telling you. That's not a thing that you're learned. That gut instinct is not taught. So non-attachment to that, like not listening to your truth type deal. And attachment to evil is like the distractions, just the Maya. That's it. Just being really, really consumed by the life of your ego and your personality and the labels the world gives you and the requirements of the world around you, like getting lost in all of that, is attachment to evil. Sin is just separation. 3 are the kings of power within. 3 are the chambers of the mysteries, found yet not found in the body of man. Okay, so there's 3 major functions of the body that you utilize but don't quite understand. Chambers of the mysteries. And I'm going to say 3 of the kings of the power within. I'm going to say that's your physical, your astral, your mental, emotional, like your separate bodies, right? Or it could be, your pineal and your heart and your solar plexus, but it's definitely something that you control. You know what I mean? Kings of power within. Chambers of the mysteries, found yet not found in the body of men, which means everybody has one, or 3, but not found as in we don't know how to utilize it. Hear ye now of he who is liberated, freed from the bondage of life into light. Okay, so when you get there, this is what it's going to be like. Knowing the source of all worlds shall be open. Even the gates of Arulu shall not be barred. So once you free yourself from the body, and then liberate yourself from the bondage of attachment to the body life, then you can move on to Arulu, like in the higher planes. Like now that you're not still trying to get back to the earth life, like you have to like make a decision in your head. Like I'm done with that. I'm ready for the next adventure. Once you decide that, then you can go. Yet heed, O man, who wouldst enter heaven, if ye be not worthy, better it be to fall into the fire. I don't know which fire he's talking about, but not worthy, I feel like he means like he says, later, weak in his purpose, impure of heart. Know ye the celestials pass through pure flame. At every revolution of the heavens, they bathe in the fountains of light. So there's no like oxygen, there's no like sunbelt absorbing radiation for you. Like you're just a spirit now, but your spirit has to be like broken in to the extent that it can withstand the radiative levels of light you're about to endure, right? So if you're not pure in your purpose, if you're not strong-willed enough to be a light body, well, that's what the physical body and the earth experience is for, is to prepare you for that, right? So you need to try again. You need to go back and start over. Back of the line. Listen ye, O man, to this mystery. Long in the past, before ye were man born, like before the whole species was a thing, I dwelled in ancient Atlantis. There in the temple, I drank of the wisdom poured as a fountain of light from the dweller being his higher spirit. So in his temple, in his third eye, he drank of the wisdom, like it was just free-flowing knowledge, the Akashic record, access, 100%, golden age, full brain power usage. Beautiful. Give the key to ascend to the presence of light in the great world. So that's essentially what he's saying. Like, if I did it one time in Atlantis on Earth as a, Earth creature. You can do it too. Here's how. Stood I before the Holy One enthroned in the flower of fire. Veiled was he by the lightnings of darkness. Else my soul by the glory have been shattered. The lightnings of darkness. I don't know. I know that lightnings are reflective of thunder, or like vice versa, right? So thunder is vibration, lightning would be the form, I guess, of the vibration. So essentially the Holy One took on a body, I guess. Else my soul by the glory had been shattered. Radiation, I imagine. Forth from the feet of his throne like the diamond. His throne like the diamond, which I think is a beautiful concept, right? Icosahedron? Ish. Rolled forth 4 rivers of flame. Light, just straight light, pouring out from underneath this holy embodied presence. Rolled through the channels of clouds to the man world. So, the light of the earth, I imagine. I guess we could be talking about the sun. Or the sun could be a physical manifestation of this thing that we're talking about. Filled was the hall with spirits of heaven. Wonder of wonders was the starry palace. Filled was the hall. Okay, well now he tells us that he's in a hall. So he's in a sacred space, right? Wonder of wonders was the starry palace. I love that. I imagine it like, you know, the walls, the ceiling, and the ground are all stars. Above the sky, like a rainbow of fire and sunlight, were formed the spirits. Were formed the spirits. Above the sky. Sang they the glories of the Holy One. Then from the midst of the fire came a voice. Behold, the glory of the first cause. I imagine that's like the great, like, source, like the all, like the one consciousness or whatever. Reflected in my own being. I beheld that light, high above all darkness, reflected in my own being. I love that. Behold the glory of the first cause. Okay, and I did. And I recognized myself in it, and it was pretty cool. I attained, as it were. I ascended to the God of all gods, the Spirit Son, the sovereign of the sun spheres. Makes sense. I recognize that he said spheres again. Just saying. Keep saying spheres. Never once does he say anything about flatness anywhere. Just spheres. Throw that out there. There is one, even the first, who hath no beginning, who hath no end, who hath made all things, who govern all, who is good, who is just, who illumines, who sustains. That definitely sounds like the sun. Then from the throne there poured a great radiance, surrounding and lifting my soul by its power. Okay, the thrones in cosmology, thrones were considered moons around planets. Throwing that out there. Swiftly I moved through the spaces of heaven. Oh, I'm sorry. Then from the throne there poured a great radiance, surrounding and lifting my soul by its power. So magnetically. Swiftly I moved through the spaces of heaven. Shown was I the mystery of mysteries. Shown the secret heart of the cosmos. Which, then he goes straight into talking about Arulu. So I imagine the secret heart of the cosmos, dun dun dun, Arulu, or Asgard. Carried was I to the land of Arulu, stood before the lords in their houses. I still feel like houses are like constellations. Opened they the doorway, so I might glimpse the primeval chaos. So what's on the other side of Arulu? So like there's Earth life, and then there's, you know, Duat, and then there's Arulu, and then on the other side of Arulu is the primeval chaos. Okay. Shuddered my soul to the vision of horror. And I just always imagine him like looking directly into a black hole, you know. Shrank back my soul from the ocean of darkness. Then saw I the need for the barriers. Saw I the need for the lords of Arulu. That's why physical things are so separate. Because that would eat anything physical. Only they, with their infinite balance, could stand in the way of the inpouring chaos. Only they could guard God's creation. And it kind of reminds me of like from Loki. At the end of Loki season 1, there was this like giant like cloud monster thing. Cloud monster thing. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I forgot what it was called, but I picture it like that. And then he goes, then did I pass around the circle of 8, which I imagine are the planets, right? Saw all the souls who had conquered the darkness. I imagine that makes us like the newest planet, or one of the newer planets, right? So there are other planets where like they've had several yuga cycles, and all of the creatures there have advanced like us, but faster before us, I guess. They're just ahead of us. Saw the splendor of light where they dwelt. Longed I to take my place in their circle, but longed I also for the way I had chosen, when I stood in the halls of Amenti and made my choice to do the work I would do. So it's like he's, in a thought realm, right? So he's thinking all these things, and he's like, oh, this is glorious, oh, I'd love to be around him, not saying anything, just thinking, But then once he starts thinking about his promise to be a teacher of men, he's pulled back toward the earth, magnetically almost, So then immediately goes, passed I then from the halls of Urlu down to the earth space where my body lay. So like as soon as he thought about having work to do, boom, there he goes, back to his body, get up and do some work. Arose I from the earth where I rested, and stood I before the dweller, or communed with his higher spirit before he went about his day. Gave my pledge to renounce my great right until my work on earth was completed, until the age of darkness be past. I want to be like Kali Yuga, right? Listen ye, O man, to the words I shall give ye. In them ye shall find the essence of life. Before I return to the halls of Amenti, taught shall ye be the secret of secrets, how ye too may arise to the light. Preserve them and guard them, hide them in symbols, so the profane will laugh and renounce. In every land form ye the mysteries, make the way hard for the seeker to tread. Hence all of the allegory and all of the alchemy and all of that. That's exactly what we were told to do. But fuck. Thus will the weak and wavering be rejected. Thus will the secrets be hidden and guarded, held till the time when the wheel shall be turned, when the consciousness level is well out of Kali and we can understand these things again. That's it. Like, darkness is coming, Kali is on its way, these people are going to lose their minds, and they're all essentially going to be zombies again. So let's just, pack it up, hold on, let it turn a couple times, and then we'll jump back in. Through the dark ages, waiting and watching, my spirit shall remain in the deep hidden land. When one has passed all the trials of the outer, I want to be like lower 3 chakras, but then also like earth life, I guess. Summon ye me by the key that ye hold. But yeah, past all the trials of the outer, I always assumed was advanced in alchemical transmutation to gold. Obtained the Philosopher's Stone. When one has obtained the Philosopher's Stone, summon ye me by the key that ye hold. The name 3 times, that's the key. Then will I, the initiator, answer, come from the halls of the gods in Amenti. So, essentially, initiates of the flame had to be initiated in the Great Pyramid. That was the thing. Then will I receive the initiate, give him words of power. Hark ye, remember these words of warning. Bring not to me one lacking in wisdom, impure in heart, or weak in his purpose. Else I will withdraw from you your power to summon me from the place of my sleeping. So don't blow up my phone. Fuck you. If it could be a text, let it be a text. Now go ye forth and summon thy brothers, so that I may impart the wisdom to light thy path when my presence is gone. Come to the chamber beneath my temple. Eat not food till 3 days are past. Come to the chamber beneath my temple. Okay, well, the temple is a third eye consciousness, a state of being, almost nirvanic plane energies. The temple beneath, or the chamber beneath that would be the pineal, right? Or at least Vishuddha, Ajna general area, okay? Fast, obviously, for 3 days to gain the clarity and to let go of the physical dependence on earth plane. There will I give thee the essence of wisdom. Like, not even words, just a ball of energy containing it. A dragon ball containing wisdom. So that with power you may shine amongst men. So when you return to your body, you will retain this wisdom and apply it and utilize it and share this light with men around you. There will I give unto thee the secret, so that ye too may rise to the heavens, God-men in truth, as in essence ye be, your spirit is already light of the Creator. You know, the body is just darkness, so that you can interact with darkness, so that you can learn from darkness. But the spirit is light. It's always been light. It always has a wireless connection to the light source, and it is always growing and learning in light. Depart now and leave me, while I summon those ye know of, but as yet know not. Okay, so the next tablet is like really a lot. You'll like, this makes more sense when you get to the next one. It's like this is like his final lesson, and he wants to get it right, and he wants everyone to be there, so it only has to do it once. You know, I get that. I feel you. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. Supplementary tablet 1, but tablet 14 of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't know when the next one will come out, but trying to move on with my life, so hopefully soon. Okay, bye.